Hello, everyone. Welcome to our Tuesday live stream. I am here with Ashley this morning,
Good morning.
and we're going to kick it off with what's in your mug. So if you have your mug and you're able to share pictures with us after the live stream on social media, I think we were just using hashtag
What is in your mug?
spelled out. And
Yes.
I did put that hashtag in the Facebook post this morning. So I will share. I'm just having coffee in mine. Do you know the brand of the coffee? We have our new blue Keurig here. That was a special treat too. I'm spoiling this kid. You know, she's going to get a real job and she's going to be like, where's the Keurig? Or how do you say that? Or when are we going to lunch? What kind of coffee do I have? Do you know? Is it just Wegmans brand?
I'm not sure
I
which
think
one you
it
bought, the new one.
I think I just have the Wegmans brand. If you all are on the East Coast, you may have a Wegmans. It truly is the Disney of grocery stores. So their coffee is excellent. What is in your mug, dear?
This morning I have Gatorade in my mug because I'm overcoming being sick for the last 4 days. This is the first day I feel up and moving around, so still trying to fully rehydrate.
Yes, we were back at the doctor's yesterday. We suspect she got sick when we had to spend the night in the hospital because it was right at that 7 to 10 day mark, which is typical for viruses. So we went back to the doctor yesterday because she had such a bad headache, but she reassured us it's nothing serious. And she really thought she was just dehydrated, which is very likely. So she's drinking Gatorade and I've got coffee. What are some other folks drinking? A lot of water. Good for you guys. Do you ever put lemon in it? Hot water with a lemon is supposed to be incredible for your health. Okay, so we wanted to start with the questions that we had received via email, but if you all have any questions, go ahead and submit those in the comments, and then Ashley's going to let me know just as soon as she sees a question, and we can answer that for you. So one of the questions that we received was from Eva, and she wanted to know what thread weight I recommend for sewing bags. I have shared before that I only use one kind of thread when I'm sewing, one color and one kind. I did realize I actually have two colors. They're just very similar, and I just grab what is there on the rack. So my favorite kind of thread is the Gutermann thread, and it is 50 weight, 100% cotton. And the colors that I bounce between are color 919 and 829. And I sew a lot of things, and I just find that this color kind of blends with everything, with the exception of perhaps maybe black or navy solids, which I rarely work with, but when I do find that I like to switch for that. But otherwise, that's my go-to thread. And then, you know, I have a beautiful collection of embroidery threads, and so that's where I get my color fix in with the threads. Any questions yet?
No questions yet, but Connie says thank you for inspiring us so much.
Thank you, Connie. And as you all know, it is my absolute pleasure to interact and create for this community, because the mission for me really is so much bigger than just teaching you to sew. It really is about inspiring you to follow your dreams and pursue your goals. And sewing just happens to have been my passion and my goal. But I think that all of the things that we share and talk about in the process, you could apply really to any facet of life. And we've teased Ashley before that she doesn't sew, but I think she sees that there's so much more behind what I do than just sewing. Okay, so another question that we had, I'm just going to take a sip of coffee real quick. Was it if I could, how I manage cutting long lengths of fabric? And it was either Karen or Denise, so my apologies because I can't remember. I interact with both of these beautiful ladies several times during the week, and I forgot to write down her name. So it was either Karen or Denise. I love you both. But I'm going to demo that for you in the vlog on Thursday, because cutting fabric was a process that I mastered early on, because long before I was running the YouTube channel, I had and still have a very successful Etsy business. And so I was sewing upwards of 50, 60 hours a week. So cutting was an area that I felt I could really streamline my business and save time. So I do have some great techniques. So we're going to transition during the studio update on Thursday and come over here to the sewing table, and I will show you how I cut fabric straight from the bolt, which I no longer have them on the bolt, but I do have them rolled up. And if you have a question, just
I do have one question. It is from Sherry. She said, can you please put the colors that you're referring to with the thread in the newsletter? I don't have access to a pen right now.
Bet. And let me just write. I love these mirrors. Don't write on your bathroom mirror. These are just dry erase markers, and you know, you could write little happy thoughts to yourself and your husband too, or your other.
We do have another question.
Okay.
From Ruben. They say, hello, Andrea. I was hoping you could help me with getting even straps on the bottom edge of straps. They come out looking a bit broad and scoopy. Thank you.
Even edges on the bottom. I'm not positive that I understand what you're asking, Ruben, but it may be your strap making technique. I'm thinking if the straps aren't even, that perhaps you're doing the turn method and you're sewing the straps wrong side out and then flipping that and pressing it. And so then, of course, what two factors could make the strap crooked: that you didn't cut the fabric straight, or that your seam was not straight. So I rarely, if ever, use that process for constructing straps. If you watch a couple of my videos, I pretty much use the same process every time I make a strap, and that is take a long piece of fabric. Say for a regular bag, that fabric might be 30 inches long by 6 inches wide, and I fold the fabric in half, press it, open that up, bring the raw edges in to meet on that center line, press it. Sometimes I'll put batting in there, a pellon in that center channel, and then I fold it over one more time so those folded edges align, press it. Perfect strap every single time. And then even if you don't sew straight lines, it doesn't matter. Your strap will be straight. So again, that example of how I make straps is in almost all of my bag videos. So if you just fast forward to that, you'll have a really good idea. And I could probably honestly, I'm sure other people do their straps like that, but we could just call it the Sewspire strap. Anything else?
Yes. We have a question from Suzette. She said, I have made the zipper top diaper bag. After you fold in the ends of the zipper panel to sew in between the interior and sew in place, are the ends left open?
Yes, they are. And so hopefully you installed the snaps on the side panels. A lot of people omit the snaps because they don't think that they have any function, but those snaps, I think that was like since the very beginning of my company, I've been incorporating those snaps on the side, and they draw in the bag and then give it that angle, but they're also twofold in purpose, because when those sides draw in, it doesn't make it seem like the top of that zipper is hanging out. Now, another option that you could do, so let's say you don't fold the zipper casing over, right? Let's say that you just stitch that in as straight as possible, no side snaps. Then you can take that side and align it and stitch it closed. That's going to give you a very boxy, rectangular look. So it will totally change the look of the bag, but that's an option, especially if you're in the city and you can't risk anyone pickpocketing you. You could do that with the zipper. And there's a cosmetic bag that we made really early on with Sewspire. The video quality has since drastically improved, but I did use that method for that. So you can look that up. And I will have Ashley include links to a couple of the videos where we attempted zippers, because I know zippers are always a concern. I don't think I've ever met anyone who said they were never afraid of a zipper. So let us know in the comments if you're confident with your zippers at this stage, or if you still need help. And we'll include the tutorials that have zippers in them. And that's something too that I'm going to work into that design series. It'll be one of the facets is zippers, because I just wish I wouldn't have been afraid in the beginning. I could have had so many more orders and progressed so much faster with my sewing if I hadn't let that fear get in my way.
That's actually an awesome segue, because we did have a question about zippers.
Okay.
So Stitchtopia asks, I want to make a lot of zipper pouches, but having made 10, I've lost my interest. Any strategies for getting my mojo back? Thanks. From Gail.
Boy, Gail, I totally sympathize with you on that. And I really, truly can't stand to make multiples of things. But a couple of times over the years, I've accepted big orders for like wholesales for boutiques. One time, I actually remember this, like I took like 250 orders for car seat strap covers. So they had like cotton fabric on one side and minky on the other side, and then you Velcro them around the baby's car seat strap. They're cute as can be, and every mommy wants them. But this lady was reselling them in Singapore, and I accepted an order for 250 of them. I thought I could lose my mind. By the end of that, you remember?
I remember that.
Like, oh, it was torture. And every single time I take a big order, I swear I'm never doing it again. The last one was a huge order for patchwork diaper bags, more coffee for a boutique she was opening. And, you know, part of me was that little heart felt for her. She's launching her business. I had just closed my shop. I wanted her to be successful, but I was dreading taking that. So the long version of that is getting your mojo back. I would allow, if you're going to accept big orders like that, allow yourself weeks and weeks to fill them. That's not unusual for handmade goods, especially if you're going to give them a wholesale pricing. So that way you can work on it a couple hours at a time, because otherwise it is just maddening. You feel like a robot, like a machine, just production. And I personally cannot stand that. Another great technique I have, like when I'm super busy, how I survive the Christmas season, which is not that, you know, one after another, the same thing, but is still that no break. Podcasts, absolutely love. And TED Talks. Who watches TED Talks? So you watch and you listen to them, but you can definitely just listen to a TED Talk if you want. Ashley and I are huge fans. In fact, we'll write each other back and forth when we find one in the line. So this is going to totally change your life. But does anyone listen to TED Talks? So that would be my best 2 tips. Give yourself, for the next order, lots of time, so you can only work on it a little bit in small chunks and not lose your mind. And if you are out of time and you absolutely have to finish this, download the TED Talk app or get it on your computer and learn while you sew.
Okay, Debbie asks, can you give us a tease on upcoming tutorials?
Yes, that's on my list. Thank you, Debbie. Okay, so I definitely want to make sure that we're not forgetting anything. We've had a lot of amazing requests. We've been talking about a lot of stuff. We still got that yoga bag going on. So I was going to review the schedule, and then you guys can let me know if I'm forgetting anything. And do you think this would be nice for you to put in the newsletter too? The
Sure.
Upcoming? Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I do ask for your grace and that allow me room and time to change this, because as much as I try, life happens. I always do my best to meet all of my promises, but if life happens, families first. We learn that. Yeah. So like yesterday, I shut everything down and took her to the doctor. So I will always put family first, but I will go over the schedule with you, and I just want to make a note for Ash to put, she's going to be working on the newsletter today. And so we want to keep everything handy for her. Okay, so here's what I have going on. If I forgot you, put in the comments right now so we can write it down if we had promised something and I don't have it. This coming Saturday, I want to do the ticking apron tutorial. And the reason I want to get that done is it is rather last minute, but you would still have time. It's an awesome Father's Day gift. So if you don't have anything for Dad yet, This ticking apron looks great on guys. So we're going to sew that on Saturday. And you can order the ticking from fabric.com, which you don't have time for if you want it for Father's Day. But Walmart has it, Joann's has it, and any other kind of home decor weight fabric would work really good. I don't recommend for this one the cotton fabric. So that's Saturday. And that was requested by Tina. And a photo of that went out in the last newsletter too. Then the following Saturday, we will be making the waist bag or the bum bag or the craft fair bag. That was what we first talked about in that original live stream. And this is the bag, kind of like, I think I called it a fanny pack. Like, what do they call fairs and craft shows? So that season, of course, is upon us. And I think I mentioned to y'all too, I may be doing a craft fair just so I can show you all how I'm going to transform the ladder. You can see it a little bit there if I move out of the way, into a display rack for craft fair. So I'm pretty excited about that. That would be in September. Then the following Saturday, I'm hoping to have the yoga bag ready. Now that is a big project, and I feel like it's going to take more than one video, but I'm shooting for that. And then after that, we have Cheryl's ultimate commuter bag. And that was also a really big project. So we might have to split that time up in there and do some little ones in between. But Cheryl's bag was the one where we were going to combine that ultimate bag that I showed you with the 2 compartments and then give her a center zip compartment. So that's what I have now. Did we forget anyone? If you heard me promise you something and you didn't hear it on that list, let us know in the comments. Any more questions?
Yes, we do actually have a couple questions.
Okay.
All right. Elena says, Andrea, is there an alternative to fusible foam to help bags keep their shape? Thanks, Elle.
Thank you for asking that, because in the closed group, they were discussing what I use for that. And for many, many years, like more than 10, all I ever used was quilt batting, which I have some right here. And those of you who've been watching me for a long time were able to jump right in and answer their question for me. I love the warm and natural batting, and you can see it kind of, this isn't probably what it's legit called, but it has like a clean and a dirty side on that. And I think dirty isn't obviously really dirty. It's like the little particles that they weave in there. But this is what I like to use and use for many, many years in my bags. And so you can find that also at Walmart, fabric.com. Almost every single major fabric store would carry warm and natural batting. I like it because it washes up beautifully. It sews nice. It doesn't produce a lot of dust. In addition to that, just in the last couple years, I've started exploring the Pellon products, which are a ton of fun. I don't have all of those item numbers memorized, like the warm and natural is just warm and natural, but we did include some of the links in the newsletter, and the grocery bag tutorial that we just made featured the Pellon foam, which I was really excited about. I could see a lot of uses for that and how it would add massive stability to projects. So watch for more. In fact, the yoga bag, we may integrate that into the yoga bag, at least that center bottom compartment. So what I would do if I was you is if you have a Walmart with the fabric section, that's the cheapest place to buy this. It costs a lot more at the other shops. Go and just explore that area. And then if you can, if it won't drive the cashier too crazy, ask for like a quarter yard of each and go home and play with it. But the Pellon products are fabulous and very, very versatile. There's so much you can do with them. Angel asks,
I have 2 girls, 11 years old and 15 years old. My 15-year-old enjoys sewing, but what is some sewing ideas I can introduce to their friends that are not familiar with sewing so that they can have fun with it together?
All right, that's awesome. I would say almost all of the Sewspire projects, the biggest thing when you're sewing with children is to keep in mind is what their attention span is. So most of the projects that we've sewn are very simple and geared towards beginners. We're now diving into these deep waters and taking on things like that yoga bag. But for kids, a basic tote bag is what gives them the greatest joy because they can finish it. They're almost certainly guaranteed success and they can use it. And I, for many years, taught children's sewing classes at the community center when I had my shop in Middleburg. And it is so fun when you get these little girls in, and you attended a couple of those classes with me, right? You get them in, they're certain that they can't sew, and to see their little faces when they finish that, and then when their parents come to pick them up and they show it off, like, I mean, it's still, I really miss teaching children for that very reason. So start with something. My rule was always when you're teaching someone to sew, you must teach them to have fun, enjoy it, and make something that they're going to be proud of. We all have nightmare sewing stories, and most of them were those first projects. And it does a number on your self-confidence if you're a kid and you sew something and then it doesn't work out right. So the most important thing you could do is ensure their success. So I would do a very basic tote bag to start. Do you remember any fun little sewing projects that I used to sew?
Well, I just remember the one time I went to go, I had to compete with the kids on who could sew a straight line, and I didn't win.
Yeah, they had a little contest with her when she helped me teach the class. I taught Isabel, our youngest, to sew when she was 5. I've told that story before, but it's super cute. She started bugging me to sew when she was like 3, and I would put her off and I would say that she couldn't reach the petals. There's no way she could sew. And then she's a smart kid. She goes, what if I have a shorter table? But I finally did let her sew at 5, which that's really, really young. But if there's an interest in it, I would embrace that because there's a lot that they can do with this. And it's a great way to build confidence in kids who maybe are not very athletic or, don't have that, haven't found their talent yet. It may be in creativity, and there's a lot to do with that. Here comes our train. Next.
Debbie says, remember your pyramid bag. Any more ideas to use that style bag? I love them.
That is really, really fun. It wasn't very popular, and I don't know if that was perhaps my tags or the titles that I used then. But Isabel uses hers and just fills it up with stuffed animals. I think I designed that to be a sleepover bag. So it's just a giant triangle and it has a zipper in the front and then a little tab. I don't know what else you could use that for other than for kids, because it certainly would be kind of weird to carry that big triangle. The train is so loud. I have the back window open because they were having air conditioning problems again. So luckily it's not very hot here today. So sorry I don't have a better answer for the triangle bag because it is unique. Other than kids, I don't know how else you could use that. If you're making, perhaps if you're putting together a homecoming package for someone, that could be really cute. Or if someone were in the hospital and you were taking them something, that could be kind of fun for them too, especially for kids again.
Lena wants to know, can you use denim for the apron?
I think you could. It might be a little hot in the summertime if they're barbecuing, or if you're cooking indoors, obviously that would be fine. And in the winter, it'd be super stylish. So yeah, I think you could do that. And if you chose a lightweight denim, that could work well too. I don't think I'd go for I notice a lot of the new denim has that stretch in it. I don't know if I would go for the stretchy kind, but if you can find good quality cotton denim with minimal stretch, that would be nice.
Then Tina asks, what is decor fabric? Is it similar to canvas fabric?
It is. It's a little bit thicker, and when you iron it and wash it, it maintains that thickness. So a lot of the fabric sites will list it as home decor fabric, but I think that there's probably is a difference, and I'll see if I can get the answer. But in my mind, the home decor, the duck and the cottons, or not cotton, but home decor, twill, and duck fabrics are very, very similar. Of course, there's different ounces, which is the thickness and the weight of them. So for the apron, you don't need, something that's super thick, unless it is for like heavy duty barbecuing and grilling. And then maybe you really would like a little bit more protection between, the apron and your clothes if it's going to be greasy grilling of barbecue sauce flying. Any others?
Yes. Carrie has 2 questions. How can she subscribe to the newsletter? And also, do you have a Facebook group?
We do. And again, for the newsletter, all those links are in there. But if you go to Sewspire.com, and I'll let Ash tell you how to subscribe to the newsletter and how to join the closed Facebook group.
Yes. So the newsletter is going to be on Sewspire. Posted on that main website. To join our private Facebook group where everyone's sharing their photos, you're going to go to Sewspire.com, and on the left top side of the website, you're going to see an F for Facebook. If you click on that, it's going to take you directly to the private Sewspire group page. That's where the whole community interacts. But we also just have a regular Facebook page for Sewspire, but that's not so much with the group interaction, which is what we're often referring to. The Creative Geniuses, which is featured in our newsletter, basically those are all the photos of what people are creating from the tutorials and how they've put their own spin on them with different fabrics. We've been adding those to the newsletter every week. Those photos are pulled directly from that private Facebook group page. So if you want to be featured in the newsletter, go ahead and join that Facebook group and start sharing your photos. And especially if you share your photos today, I'm going to be looking through today as I work on the newsletter to pull some of those.
So that is fun. And they really are super active on that Facebook group.
Yeah.
I try to get in twice a day and I can never finish catching all the way up. So if you want sewing friends, that's where you can find them for sure. And they're great about if somebody has a question, just everybody jumps right in and helps them the best they can. So I think it's a really nice community, and I'm so grateful for that the admins that are helping me over there. Ashley is helping me, and oh my heavens, I want her name to be Tina, and I'm drawing a total blank. Tell me her name. Who is our other admin? Quick, look. I don't know why I'm drawing a complete and total blank on that, but I love her, and she's wonderful. And now we're going to have to write something special for her in the newsletter. Okay, so we're almost out of time here. I want to tell you guys one more thing. We are giving away a padded priority flat rate envelope of fabric. And this is to celebrate 24,000 subscribers. That means we're almost 25% of the way towards the goal of 100. It's actually Isabel's goal towards 100,000 subscribers in the hot air balloon. So the reason I chose the envelope instead of the big box is so that all of our international friends can participate. It would be totally unrealistic for me to ship a box of fabric around the world, but I can swing this for you. So everyone is welcome to enter that, and that's just going to be drawn at random from the Happy Mail list on Thursday's update. And I wanted to share with you all that YouTube gives us great statistics and stuff so we can see what you love and what you don't. And I wanted to share the demographics of our group because I think that this is fascinating. Only 51% of our views come from the United States, and the other 49% are from our international friends. So you're welcome to enter, and it makes us both so happy that we have a worldwide audience. I think that that is awesome. And then I also wanted to tell you too that I am shopping for a new iron, and I have my eye on the Alicio Pro TG1600 Smart Iron. So if any of you own that, tell me what you think about it, okay? You can go ahead and comment after this video, or you can send me an email and let me know. But I'm hoping to get that within the next couple of weeks and then do an open box debut, test it out. It looks, we saw it in the store. We were at the Joann shopping, and I was like, wow, It's yellow. It has like hydraulics in it and this touch technology. So yeah, I'm kind of excited about that because this is my iron right now and it was $20. So looking forward to that. Any more last minute questions before we say goodbye?
Yes, we have one last question. It says, any chance of doing a tutorial on the preparation of the bags you make, the use of the rotary cutter, etc.?
And that would be something for sure we could work into the design workshop. So that absolutely will be a facet of that. Anything else?
That's it.
All right. Thank you all so much for joining us. If you will quickly, before you log out, give this video a thumbs up, then that helps us with the YouTube ranks and it'll get us closer to that hot air balloon ride. We will see you on Thursday, and then I'll see you on Saturday, and then we'll be back next Tuesday, and you can watch for the newsletter in your inbox. So until we meet again, please know the creative genius in me will be celebrating the creative genius in you. Have a beautiful day, everyone.